Operating under the crooked American barber system too long. We are now in session. The Barber Session. The only podcast for barbers by barbers.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Barber Session. As promised, I told you I was going to have the man, the legend, Chuka. I'm happy to have you on the show, man. Thank you for your time. How you doing out there in the Cali? Beautiful weather, bro. What's popping? What's good with you?
Man, we back open, so I'm feeling good, man.
I know you feeling good.
Shut down, we feeling good. I was just in SAC. I flew up to SAC for just a day, and I flew back last night. But yeah, man, we back and we ready to rock, so it's feeling good.
That's amazing, man.
Weather nice, of course. Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man, because you know we went through it. Y'all shut down with us, right? And then you opened up and you got shut down again, right?
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. That's wild. They're trying to cripple these small business owners, man. But we gonna make it through.
Yeah, they can't stop, man.
Chuk, as everybody knows on here, this is an Origins podcast. You were one of the first to take that entrepreneurial route and kind of break through for us. No hedge fund stuff, you know what I mean? You did it on your own, bro, and you kind of laid a foundation and an example for a lot of barbers that there could be more than just from behind the chair. How'd you get started, bro? Like, what's your story, bro? How'd you get into cutting hair? How did it, transition from that to businessman?
Man, so to be honest, I always tell people, like, I never thought I'd be a barber, growing up. It was never something that I wanted to be. It was I grew up playing basketball, and that's what my dream was to play professional basketball. That's what I wanted to do. But when I was younger, I was probably it was like fifth grade. I was 10, 11 years old. I started cutting my hair then, and the reason I cut my hair was because we couldn't afford haircuts. So as you get older, I need to be fresh. I need to look like Fresh Prince. Like, I had a fro all the time. Or my mom, she's Mexican, Indian, white. She's mixed, right? But she didn't know how to really. My dad wasn't around and stuff, so she didn't know what to do with our hair, right? So one day we was having picture day. We was having picture day the following day, and I cut my hair for picture day, and I shared it in my book. You can see the photo, when I cut my hair for picture day, and it's in there. And, that's how I got started cutting my hair. And then I have two brothers, so I would cut their hair, and then I would cut people in the neighborhood. But it was nothing I ever promoted, because I'd rather be playing basketball than cutting hair, right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing like I thought I'd be, like, doing. It was just something I picked up and was able to do, right? Really grew up with the creative side, and, I could draw and do shit like that. So, it was just something I picked up and I just had in my back pocket. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's what's up. So you transition to that, you start cutting hair, this, cause I've heard you talk before, and it's a state of mind for you. What is the rich barber state of mind? What if you had to?
So basically, I talk about this in the book, in the section, The Power of an Idea, right? So the rich barber is an idea, a concept of self, right? And, one thing for me that really clicked around the time when I started the Rich Barber, and that's what the Rich Barber was about. And it was actually an experiment and test with myself, right? Because I'm a very extreme person with whatever I do. So, my life has contrast. I could see the contrast of who when I was this person and when I was this person, right? So, around like 26, 27 years old, I just look back at my life and I was like reading certain things and studying certain things, but I had life experience enough, and I've had enough contrast in my life where I could see that the ideas that I had of myself were the ones that I, believed in or held close to the heart, was what my circumstances were in line with those ideas and concept of self. So the Rich Barber is an idea, a concept of self, to where I was a barber, but I wanted to be a rich barber. I always wanted to be rich. And the reason why is because I grew up so poor. I grew up in poverty, on welfare. Like, we didn't have food at times, and we didn't have fucking furniture and shit in the house. And it was just, we didn't have shit, right? And, I never accepted that. I never liked that. I never wanted it, right? And I always wanted that, have, you know, just whether it's the basic necessities, but I also always had a certain type of lifestyle that I always wanted, right? I can remember when I was on the basketball court training, and I'm like, you know, there was a certain type of life that I wanted. So, so the rich barber, like when I became a barber, I didn't want to just be a barber, you know, I still wanted to be rich. And, you know, we didn't really have, you know, barbering back then, like you said, it wasn't where it's at today.
No.
I mean, there wasn't money flowing in it. We didn't have the attention, but, you know, when I would see, you know, older barbers that's been doing it 20 years, 30 years, and, you know, they had certain mindsets and ways they did shit that just, you know, didn't elevate them, didn't elevate the game, right? And I didn't want that because, like I said, I wanted to be rich, right? So the rich barber was initially like, it was really just a concept of self, right? An idea about self, to where when I take upon this idea and I really become one with it, then I would think from that idea, because we think from our ideas, right? So so that's what the rich barber came from. That's what it's about. It is a state of mind. It's a concept of self. It's an idea that I take upon that eventually influence my thinking and how I do shit. So, but I also wanted to be an entrepreneur. I also wanted to be in business, right? So what I did was, you know, I created a brand from it too. You know, and initially I put the Rich Barber Company with the brand because I wanted people to know also I was in business, right? So, but you know, of course we dropped that over time, but I wanted people to know, like, we're in business. This is a company too.
This is serious, yeah.
You know, and so so that's where you know, it came from. That's what it represents, and that's what it is. And everything we do, you know, everything that we manifest from that idea, from the product to the innovation, to the book, to the barbershops, like, it reflects that's the manifestation of that idea.
So I got to know, man, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that they got to know, man. And the title of this podcast, and you know, it's going to be One Product, $1 million. One product, $1 million. And we know it's more than $1 million, but, you know, just for the sake of the title, we'll keep it simple. You know what I mean? I got to know, man, you know, how did you come up with the 1 minute blade modifier, man? Did you draw it on the back of a napkin, bro? Do you wake up in the middle of the night, like, hit your head? It was like, how did you come up with the 1 minute? Because that's a game changer.
Yeah, you know, all my the products, all the innovation comes from a problem that I'm having, you know, and it's a problem that I'm like, man, this problem needs to be solved. And the 1 minute blade modifier it was game changing in the industry, but it was also like changed my business, you know, a lot, because you know, I started off, we would buy the blades wholesale, modify them, service them, modify them, and then mark the price up and sell them, you know, and the term modified blades, that's what I used when I dropped the video, like, talking about, and then it just got real popular. And the next thing you know, like, I knew it wasn't something sustainable, because I knew that, you know, this isn't a sustainable, like, business model, right? I mean, anybody could do it. And eventually the market will be saturated with this. And but, you know, I was doing other shit. I had invented a flash comb, like, in between after the blade setters, and we was doing other things. But it got to a point where the market was saturated. Every barber and his mama was, you know, selling,
modifying blades,
you know, and modifying blades. I mean, and then not only that, my like, I had my employee that modified the blades, and she was like, I mean, you know, every time she got paid, you can't find her, right? I was like, fuck. And it's funny because she actually just DM'd me the other day, and, you know, she shared, she was just said some, like, you know, some dope shit, and it was just like, you know, like, now, like, certain things I said to her are coming, you know,
it's clicking
back, and she is clicking, but she was like apologizing for, you know, the time she did that. I was like, girl, like, if it wasn't for you doing that, I wouldn't have had a problem to solve, right?
I wouldn't have had a bottle cap, yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been, I mean, so it's still a good thing, but yeah, I mean, I just knew that it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't something I even liked. I was like, you know, we got a lot of revenue from that, but it just, the margins weren't there, so it wasn't scalable. And also too, like I said, the market was getting saturated, and it was a internal problem too. So I just remember I was like, it's time. I mean, I said, I got to invent something that, because I knew the market was there, right? The market was already proven for the modified blades. It just needed a better way to do it. And I knew that, like, if someone could actually just do it themselves, and do it multiple times, you know what I mean? And then it'll be a good product. I knew if it was easy to use, didn't have no moving parts, that barbers could function with it. You know what I mean? They could use it, right? So yeah, so that's where it came from. And that was actually one of the easiest things for me to invent, because I had already invented 2 other products. So I already had the resources and the connects to do it, as far as like, you know, engineers. I knew how to do the CAD. So I drew it out, and as soon as I tested it and I got the first prototypes, I was like, nigga, I remember listening to Kanye, like, this was, I was like, nigga, this is it.
We made it.
Like, oh shit, like it worked. It didn't work perfect, but it worked, and I knew what I had to do to make it work perfect. So, so yeah, that man, it came together, and we dropped it. Like, I knew it was gonna do well. I knew it was gonna be, you know, but I didn't know, like, you know what I mean? I knew it was gonna do well. I knew it was a great product. I knew it worked. I didn't know it was gonna do what it did. And what it do, but yeah, man, like it's crazy. It's definitely a game changer.
What's you know, after you did the 1 minute blade modifier, you open up your shop in Cali, the one you're in now, which by the way is gorgeous. That thing is absolutely beautiful, man.
Thank you.
How's that one going for you, bro? How's the ownership side of it for you going?
With the barbershop, this has been tough. I've been losing money on these shops since I opened them. Every month for the past year and a half. So first opened up, so I had the original one in Sacramento. And we, you know, remember, if you go way back in the videos, we started with 6 chairs in the back of a, you know, it was 3 businesses in one retail space. It was a sneaker shop. And this is when I first started working downtown. It was a sneaker shop that Kicks Unlimited. It was a Planet of the Vapes or something like that. It was a vape shop, and then it was a barber shop. And I had the Rich Barber at the time, but I was working there downtown. I moved back downtown in Sacramento. The Kicks Unlimited moved out of that back area, and they asked me if I want to take it over and do the barbershop. So I never really wanted a barbershop because I didn't want the headaches of a barbershop. I worked in them, and you know, to me, there was no model for the barbershops either, right?
Yeah.
And so I got that space, and you know, I did the barbershop. And it was just 6, and there's more chairs here, but these weren't even mine, right? These are theirs still. But then over time, like, they passed a law that, you know, you can't sample vapes, like, or you can't smoke the vape in other bits. You know, you got to have your own like space for
your
the
own closed out space.
That. Yeah. So things were. I ended up taking over the whole space, to make the story short, and then so had that location. I moved out to LA, and I wanted a location out here. I wanted a special location out here. But before I even found this location, I got an opportunity for another barbershop in Sac, which is on the same block. You know, and this time we had the shop full, and there was this overflow of demand that, you know, wanted to come work in the shops. And so I opened the one up on the corner, in which we still got that one. And then I opened up this one too, same time, 2 shops in 1 year last year. And there's been a lot of transition. And one thing, like, I realized that I didn't have certain things in place for the management and the actual, like, I just didn't have certain things in place for, like, the barbershop. I was missing some pieces, you know, in the business model. And so, so it's like, as far as like the shops, like, I love owning the shops. I love, you know, when we got harmony and the right barbers in the shops. Magic happens. It's just like a piece of the culture that you don't like. It's a piece you can't just really go without, in my opinion. I don't want to go without the barbershop, right? I think it's a very vital piece of, like, making sure you tapped in with the culture and you connected on a ground level with, you know, the community. And I remember my partner said that one time. He was and he was the one that told me to get a barber license a long time ago, my nigga Kelvin. But he was like, Chuk, man, like, you know, this is for the community. Like, this is for us. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that's some real shit. Because on a business level, sometimes I'm like, nigga, this shit ain't really, it's not like
it's worth the headache.
yeah. But also too, though, like, it is like, if I've experienced it with the right people, you get the right people. It's all about the right people, man. And so therefore, you know, with the right model, right pieces, and the right, like, people, I mean, it's a dope thing, right?
Yeah.
So but as far as business wise, I mean, shit, I've been losing money on these. I invested a lot in them, and I've been losing.
It'll get there.
money on them every month.
I mean, Corona's crippled a lot of it, though. I'm sure Corona has a lot to do with that. So,
well, even before Corona,
just keep it 100.
Even before Corona, it was to keep it 100. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not in no rush to fill the shops or nothing because I want the right people. I'll leave the motherfucker empty until we get the right people because there's something actually negative that happens with the wrong. It just sucks a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
And so the right people is vital. Now, whether lose the money, then have to deal with the wrong people, right?
I could not agree with you more. I could not agree with you more.
I filled the whole shop as soon as we opened it.
Yeah.
I filled the whole shop probably twice, 3 times. We got 3 barbers now.
I could not agree with you more, man. Me and Bozzy are definitely, and Danny Local, we're all on the same page when it comes to that, man. I would rather have an empty chair than fill it with the wrong person that's gonna just the toxicity, bro. You can't escape that. But I agree with you that when you get it right, when you get that chemistry right, bro, there's nothing like that. Magic. I was actually talking about that with Jesse on the last episode about all these, and it's always been an issue for owners, right? But I think in this climate, it's enhanced. It's big. It's a bigger thing. The suites versus the barbershop. I could not see myself working in a suite. Because, like you just said, the energy, the energy, cool. the chemistry, like you said, when you're talking with this, the clients coming in, it's just the vibe, man. The music, I could not be in a confined space like that. Just me and the client, and 15 minutes to the next client, and just me. I could not. Like you said, man, when you get the chemistry right, bro, there's nothing like it. There's nothing that can replace that.
Yeah, I believe so the suites are going to continue to grow, I believe, because a lot of times barbers they don't have the cooperation skills. They don't know how to cooperate. And I was look, the reason we barbers because we don't know how to cooperate with, organized shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes, but it takes organization to actually build power and build something, right? So, eventually a barber needs to realize, if it's organized right and the harmonies, there's power, right? But there's some people that just can't they just don't know how to cooperate. They need to take their ass to a suite and be you and your client, and then you'll be happy there and it'll work for you. You know what I mean? But for those that actually like you said, like that community aspect of things, like having that conversation with other barbers and seeing other, I like to see other people's clients and say, what's up? Like you build, it's connections, it's relationships. It's a powerful thing when the harmony's there.
Facts.
I remember when we had that at times, and man, it's a powerful thing that really just penetrates through the city in such a way that it just really impacts and influences the city on a whole nother level. It's very unique.
Bro, facts. I remember I used to work in a barbershop where other barbers would get mad at me, bro. Like they live in fear or something. Because I'm gonna say hi to everybody that walks to the door. Yeah. I'm gonna talk to everybody that walks to the door. I'm gonna talk shit to everybody that walks to the door. You walk in with a Saints hat or something. I'm a Bucks fan. Everybody knows that. I'm gonna talk shit to you, man. And it's just that's part of the barbershop. That's part of the ambience. That's part of the experience. Yeah. So I agree with you, man. It's all about the relationship building. It's more than just cutting hair to me, man. I thoroughly enjoy it. What do you think? Where do you think barber is going to? In the sense that a lot of these students now, it's different from when you and me came up, right? Yeah. The hunger for knowledge, man, and for continued education, and they just want more and more and more, and it's crazy. But I think there's also problems with that, or negative things about that as well. It's awesome. I would never tell nobody not to further their education or to push more. But there's also a lot of young kids coming out thinking they can charge like Chuka charges. And nah, bro, you got to earn that. There's steps you have to make to get to that. You can't come out of school and say, well, I'm worth this and I'm going to pound my chest because I'm worth $80 and that's what I'm going to charge. No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah. You have to. There's a process to that. I didn't come out of school charging that. You didn't come out of school charging that. Where do you think barbers going from in that standpoint? What advice would you have for young barbers that are coming up? Because some of them just got to wake up, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, ego is sold all day long on social media. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times I've watched it happen. A lot of these youngsters, and there's nothing wrong. We believe at the Rich Barber all day, have confidence. We talk about self-confidence is important. You know what I mean? But that self-confidence should always, you got to check sometimes and make sure that it's actually in line with your actual knowledge and experience. you know, and sometimes I've seen it blown out of proportion, but with ego, with straight ego. There's really no real knowledge and real, you know, experience behind that confidence. So it's kind of like a false confidence. But you know, we live in an age where, you know, if you got some talent, the internet gonna praise you, and that praise could go to the head in such a way that it just really distorts realities. And I've watched it happen. And you know, one thing is saying you charge this amount of money, but I would, you know, but it's always like, well, what does the business model look like? You know what I mean? Behind it, and is that chair always spinning? You know what I mean? Or what is the dynamics of that? So, you know, people focus on price, or they focus on, you know, money. I focus on power, right? How could you design a powerful model? How could you design your shit in such a powerful way? So yeah, you can I've seen some barbers that come in my shop and they want to jump the price because they at the Rich Barber Hair Studio. But like, nigga, if you was at wherever you was at, like, you know
you wouldn't be charging that.
Some of them have that talent already and that experience. Some of them have it, but I've seen some people that they weren't there, but they just jumped it because the opportunity was there to do it, right? And I'm like, is your chair filled up? Do you got this overflow? Because you fucking up your business model, bro.
Supply
and
demand.
Like, follow the model and understand that, like, you want to build a powerful business model and you want to have the market tells you what you're worth. But, you know what I mean? Like, I always believe that get that demand, because you can take, I lost my train of thought.
It's all good, bro. I feel what you're saying, man. Listen, it's supply and demand, right? If the demand is there and there's not enough supply, then you raise your prices.
But look,
and there are
at a barber college,
and there are situations. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. There are situations. I don't mean, and by no means I don't mean like you said earlier. I don't mean if you're a year out of school, 2 years out of school, you can't raise your prices. No, if you have the talent, like Barber Josh OP. I mean, the dude's what, 3 years in at this point, traveling all over the place. That is a supreme talent. That's a different situation. Supply and demand, business model. You can't just come out, because I went to this class and so told me I need to raise my price. I'm raising my prices. Well, bro, you only have 5 appointments for the week. What do you mean you're going to raise your prices? I'm confused.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry,
because
I didn't mean to interrupt
you. Even if you was to charge less, you're gonna touch more people, right? And those people are gonna touch more people.
Exactly.
Right. So you got to think of like the long-term effects. Sometimes you can't just think so immediate. Barbers have, one of the curses that barbers have is that we get instant gratification. As soon as you cut the head, you get paid. So you stop thinking as far as like plant seed investment and long-term growth to actually get a bigger and better return, right? So instant gratification is like, if I ain't getting paid right now, if I can't see it right now, touch it right now, then it don't exist. No, there's something that does exist, but it just takes some time to manifest itself. And I think youngsters, a lot of times, like, you want to get the reps in because, like I talked about in the Rich Barber method, like, you developing your personality, you developing your relationship skills, you getting your reps. So haircutting is part of it, but also too, like, there's things that you just ain't experienced. I don't give a fuck how much talent you got, you ain't experienced it. Therefore, you don't understand it, right? But but also too, like you said, it's like, who we talking to and what is your purpose, plan, and what's your goals? But at the same time, like, you can't, knowledge with experience is a powerful thing, right? So you just got to be careful these days. And I think these youngsters, a lot of times, I watch them, that reality gets distorted, and it's not, but you can't,
that's
like, you're like, hey, homie, like, you probably want to, but they, when the internet praising you because you got talent, everybody got talent nowadays. And I told my barbers years ago, I said, nigga, they 18, 17, 16, they cut hair like they've been cutting 20 years. Why? Yep. They got it all it's all on the internet for you to get that. Everybody got that. So you're not that rare no more.
Nope.
Because you can cut hair, bro. I mean, you're not rare because you got, like, everybody could fucking cut some hair. Good.
How you gonna differentiate yourself?
Differentiate yourself, and that's gonna come from multiple perspectives, multiple things that you develop, from your personality to your marketing ability to your overall energy. I mean, and it's, so you definitely want to find a way to stand out, be rare, and so Don't follow the crowd. I always run away from the crowd. I don't want none of that shit.
It is powerful though, like you said, and it kind of stuck out to me. You said barbers get that instant gratification, that instant cash every time. You don't think about the long term. I think that's also part of what's going on nowadays. And I'm gonna tell my age, right? Because I'm a little bit older and I've been in the game a little bit longer. But this next generation, man, is all about that. Not just barbers. It's all about instant gratification. It's a microwave society. They want everything right now. I'm entitled to it right now. And it's like, nah, bro, you're not entitled to this right now. It doesn't happen that easily. It doesn't happen overnight. Success, you know, you got to grind, bro.
You got to grind. And, you know what I mean? You're being programmed even more so on multiple levels of the instant gratification. You post something on Instagram, you get the likes right away.
Instant.
I mean, and that's a real dopamine hit. That's a real, like, so, you know, you just gotta, you know, I don't know. They might be, it's a tricky game. And I just think you really want to stay grounded as much as possible. I'm not saying don't be confident. I'm not saying don't believe in yourself. I'm not saying none of that shit. I'm not saying don't get your money. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to check yourself and make sure that you make shit's in line properly.
I saw a video.
Pay your dues, and you can never lose doing that.
No, absolutely not. I saw a video Marvin Marr posted the other day, had me cracking up. He had a little you know, time lapse. He was asking all his customers, hey, how many IG followers do I have? I don't know. How many likes did I get on my last post? I have no idea. And his point was, your customers don't give. You can gain customers from social media. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But at the bulk of your customers don't give a crap how many followers you have on IG or YouTube or none of that, man. They're trying to get a haircut, get a service, and pay you for that. So, like you said, that dopamine stuff and the likes, and it's like, bro, you're going to raise your prices to what? Like, your customer doesn't even know that you have 4,000 followers on IG. They don't care. That's just the reality of it. I heard you speak at Philly, and you talked about it. It's in your book. I'm going to link it below, by the way, the book. It's amazing. It's a good book. About the Pillars of Barbering. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Well, you know what? In Philly, I was still working on the concept for the book. And that concept, man, I might have touched on it then. But if I was to talk about anything similar to that, it would be the domains.
Yes.
The 3 domains that are in the Rich Barber method. So if I was to say, you know, how do you be successful in barbering, right? And what is barbering? Like, what does barbering consist of, right? So to better understand barbering, you know, I broke it up into 3 domains. So it's just like if we were looking at the human body, like, okay, we know like the emergent is a human functioning, thinking body, right? But it's made up of multiple things. So if we want to understand it, you look at the heart, the lungs, and shit like that, the main organs of it, or, you know, whatever. So, you know, the main pieces of barbering are the 3 domains, which is the act of barbering, which is just the act, right? The cutting hair aspect of it. And then there's the client experience, which encompasses the experience, the systems that you have in place, your communication, like online communication, like all the shit, like that's the client experience, because those are things they experience, and also your personality and your appearance and things like that. That's the client experience. And then marketing is the 3rd domain, right? The promotion and marketing aspect of barbering. So we broke up barbering into 3 domains. So now that we can know that like each one has its proper place, like we're not here arguing about like, you know, saying that the haircut's more important than the client experience or vice versa. Like they all important, but they just have their proper place. I can't say the heart is more important than the lungs or what. I mean, they both got their role in keeping me alive and functioning, right? So, so the 3 domains of barbering are those domains. And I think that, you know, when you can master those 3 domains and actually do them in tandem, in combination, it's a powerful thing. And that's basically what, you know, if you were to talk about pillars or if you were to talk about, you know, the domains, I mean, that's what I would break it down to be.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, man. You can't, you know, you can't have a working heart and non-working lungs and survive. You can't be a beast at barbering but have shitty customer service skills or just not care, not be punctual, or, you know, that's all part of the client experience.
You're doing damage to your business. You're doing damage to your ability to generate money or whatever in your business. You know what I mean? It's not functioning at its, optimal state. So you definitely want to consider all those. And what we say is the act of barbering comes with a mindset of mastery. And it's not a mindset of like that, I've mastered barbering, I'm a master barber, but a mastery mindset is that we're always pursuing mastery, right? And we're seeking superior work to compare to ours so that we can move into that state and be able to perform at that level. And we constantly like mastering our craft, right? And then the client experience, the mindset there is world-class service, treating your clients like royalty, right? And when you experience world-class service, that shit is by design. Ain't no accident shit, right? It took everything into consideration and did it in such a way that it's going to give the best experience possible to the client or the customer. So, and then as a person, as a personality, like I'm treating my clients like royalty. And when you go get world-class service, you get treated like royalty.
Yeah.
And so there's definitely like a conscious mind state with that. And then when it comes to marketing, it's promoting yourself to a higher status. And it's like, if I mastered the first two, if I got the act of barbering and mastery going on, right, and that mindset, and I'm pushing out the flyest haircuts, and then I'm on top of that, I'm giving world-class service and my systems are in place and I'm treating my clients like royalty. I got something to share. I mean, I got something of value, but I could wait on, my clients to do it by word of mouth, but they might not do it the way I do it. You know what I mean? If I'm feeling good, I'm feeling confident, and I really got it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna push myself, I'm gonna promote myself to a higher status, which is basically like putting my shit out there and let the world know I exist and what I got to offer. You know what I mean? And when they come experience, they know, like, they stamp it like, nigga, it's official. You know what I mean? It's official. It's the real deal. You know what I mean? And ultimately, we're selling a feeling, and that feeling can't be duplicated because, like you said, if one nigga can cut, but the world-class service ain't there, he not gonna get the same feeling. If the environment, and I take that in consideration from the shops and the locations I find to how we design the shit and everything. You know what I mean? Because it's all layering that experience in such a way that it can't be duplicated. You know what I mean? It's
all part of it, man. We've seen it come and go. I've seen plenty of talented barbers that are beasts. I would sit in the chair because they can absolutely cut. But if you can't stay punctual or you're not professional, I've seen plenty of customers come and be like, Chris, man, I got a book with somebody else, bro. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep showing up. I made an appointment here. So it's all wrapped into one. It absolutely is part of an ecosystem, and you have to follow it. If not, you're not going to be successful. True. So I saw you came out with a new product, man. That beard oil. I'm gonna need some, by the way. You're gonna have to send me some, man. I saw that spray. That spray right here, nice and easy, bro. What's next for the Rich Barber, man? The studios and the business, man. You got anything up your sleeve you're working on? That you can share. That you can share. He's like, if I did, I would have.
Got pirates on the internet all day long.
We've experienced some of that at 245. You already know, but
man, we're moving into men's grooming. It was always something I wanted to do, but we did it. It's time for us to do it now, right? And one of the reasons is because there was a time when everybody was doing it. You remember, everybody was doing the men's grooming. There was a time, and we stuck with what we had planned and went a different direction. But now the Rich Barber has really penetrated into like multiple industries, markets, or whatever, as far as like the people that fuck with the brand and actually understand what it represents and connect with it, right? Mm-hmm. So it goes beyond barbering. I get people from my banker to fitness trainers to anybody that does anything, bro. They know us, that know the Rich Barber, and know what we represent, and what our values are, and like our state of, like they fuck with it, right? At the beginning, I broke it down, what it represents, what it is, and anybody can connect with it. So I really feel like we're connecting with just our people in general, whether it's barbers or whether it's someone that does fitness training or anything else. Like it's definitely penetrated across the board. So it was definitely time to really bring something that they can experience and share with us too. Of course, people, consumers buy, the products that we have, that we were mainly inspired to create because of barbering, right?
Yeah.
And being a barber. But now it's like, okay, these are things we are inspired to create to allow people that aren't barbers, but that come to the shops or just fuck with us on that level and want to experience the brand and what we have to offer too. So so I'm excited about that. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I look forward to it. I told you before we got on and recorded that I was going to be doing a giveaway on this episode. So I would be remiss if I didn't show you what we were giving away. And first, I want to give a huge shout out to Dennis of Babyliss and Babyliss themselves. They sent me 2 beautiful clippers, Chuk. We're going to be giving these away for whoever comments their information and is subscribed to this channel and comments their information on this video and gives it a thumbs up. Check these out, Chuk.
Okay. Yeah, I fuck with those.
They got the barber set, and we went with the set. So you got the skeleton trimmer.
Okay.
All custom out with the Barber Session logo on it.
Straight money makers.
What you think, bro?
They money makers, man. You know what I mean?
Ooh, and that came from Babyliss's app. As you know, you can customize your clippers, and pretty soon you're gonna be able to customize your skeleton trimmers as well and get them customized right to your door. Amazing. So shout out to them. Appreciate that. There's gonna be one lucky winner who's gonna get about $600 worth of clippers, bro. So that's crazy. Chuk, anything you want to leave the people with? Any message? I'm gonna be linking the website below to the Rich Barber. Amazing products. Again, the 1 minute blade modifier is still to this day, it's beast mode. And then I definitely want to check out that beard oil and see where you see where it evolves as far as men's grooming and stuff like that. But anything you want to leave any young barbers with or any old heads with?
I mean, as a whole, let's just keep elevating the industry. You know what I mean?
Bars.
Taking it to a whole new level. Like, we're still just getting started. A lot has happened. We've done a lot, man, and I think it's something to be proud of as an industry as a whole. Because you got to remember, like, no one gave us this, right?
Nope.
We did it. So take that and continue to run with it. You know what I mean? Keep this marathon popping.
That's what's up. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move into the questions. We got a couple in. We're gonna get to those and let's get them. So the first one we have, Chuk.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm calling from Canada, Toronto. My Instagram is Ace of Blades AOB. I'm just I started cutting hair in my basement about almost a year and a half ago. Right now I'm cutting in my buddy's place. He has a business, so he lets me cut in a little room out from there one day a week because I still work a 9 to 5, so barbering is my part-time thing. I had a question for you guys. I was wondering, so I'm looking into getting my own place and making a barbershop, but the place is completely dead. That shopping mall is completely dead, and it's a little far from my clientele. Like, I feel like right now my clientele, just so you guys know where I'm at, I cut once a week, and usually that once a week I'm fully booked. But if I get that place, I'm going to be cutting twice a week, Saturdays and Sundays. I don't know if all of my clientele will follow me there. So I was wondering if you guys think it's a good decision to move and hope that my clientele will follow me there. Because it is like 20 minutes away from where I'm cutting at right now. And, but the rent is really reasonable. It's about like $300 a month. So I'm pretty sure I can afford that. And my hopes are that I get that place, I build my brand, build the shop, and I can build my clientele out from there. Because right now, cutting out of my buddy's business, it's not really my own place. It's not really set up for how I need it to be. So, and I can't really promote that place because it's not my own. So I just wanted your opinion on that, what you guys think. Thanks.
There you go, True.
So if I was to kind of condense that, I think his question basically is, do I think his clients will follow him 20 minutes out to get a haircut by him? Because I mean, if the cost is low and, in my experience, if you got it, like if you can cut, if you got the, basically if you conquer like the 3 domains or in some type of way, it don't matter really where you go. I mean, if you go anywhere in your city, 20 minutes is not far away of a change. It's not. I mean, I've had clients that go further than that at times when I cut. You know, they'll come to you if you got it. So, you know, to answer that question, I would say, you know, I can't see, I don't know the details of, you know, your situation and your actual capabilities when it comes to skills, cutting and stuff like that. But if you feel like you have it, you know, as far as skills and a solid clientele, and they'll definitely follow you. Don't worry about that. Cutting 1 day a week, I don't know. That's kind of, you know, I don't know about that. Cutting twice a week, I don't know about that. But as far as, you know, your clients following you, yeah, if you take good care of them, they'll follow you 20 minutes. That's no problem. Yeah, they'll do that.
Definitely. To kind of go over what Chuka said, as a rule of thumb, if you have it, you have it. But as a rule of thumb, I like to tell barbers, if you move, you're going to lose 40% of your clients. Just rule of thumb. That doesn't happen for everybody, obviously. I'm just talking about averages, right? Somebody like you, people are going to follow you. Basio, people follow him everywhere. I'm talking law of averages. But
and you got to know why your people come to you. Do they come to you because you're cheap?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or do they come to you because you close? Or they come to you because you good?
Because you good all around.
There's a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the domains. If you're planning on opening this barbershop and you're going to add barbers on there, I would tell you that absentee ownership, especially in the beginning, is going to be rough. You got to be there, man. You got to grind it out. The rent sounds like it's cheap, and if you're going to market it, yeah, market the hell out of it and push. But again, it's kind of unique to you. Only you know the details. But some of your clients are going to follow you, and like Chuka said, it depends why they're coming to you in the first place. If it's for the right reasons, they're going to follow you. And if you're going to put barbers in there, you can do it, but eventually you're going to have to take that leap of faith and you know, it's full time, man. There's no half foot, 1 foot in, 1 foot out type thing. That's rough.
There's also one thing I don't understand with these people nowadays either, with a lot of the barbers, is that they so quick to just want a brand, like, and want to start something and just want to do this thing, like move. And it's like I don't even, a lot of times they ain't even found themselves in, or even like met, like, you know, when I got into barbering, and this is just me, like I got into it like to maximize barbering first. I wasn't thinking about starting no fucking brand. I had other businesses I started outside, but it wasn't, you know, but I at least hit some type of pinnacle, right, within barbering, right? I mean, 1 day a week, what brand are you starting? The 1 day a week barber? Like, or, you know, like, I would just, you know, master your shit and just, you know, plan on this person, how much value can this person bring to the world? Because you got to master yourself in order to build an entity and a brand that stands outside of you, because it's a person too. It's a real fucking living entity that has to operate and live, and the cash flow is his blood flow, right? So it's a real entity that needs to live outside of you. So, you know, branding yourself, but also too, the brand is going to be like your talent, your skills, your like states of mind, like these type of things, and your work ethic and your habits and all that. Like, you know, master this person, get this person right to where this person can generate 6 figures, no problem. And then this person has experienced like how to kind of organize a model or a system based on this specific product. I'm the product at first, and I build a model around me to maximize me. And then I understand that. Let me see, I can build a model around a product outside of me, right? But if you can't control and do that with yourself, how you going to do it with something outside of you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's my approach. You know what I mean? Y'all do what y'all want.
Hey, you get it real deal here, man. You get a real deal here. Shout out to you for the question. We appreciate it. Not trying to knock you down or anything, but just giving you facts and real answers here. You know, Danny talks about all the time. This isn't directed at the caller, but Danny, because you said barbers were so quick to want to create a brand, right? 2 weeks out of school, and let me show you my logo. And Danny talks about all the time. You've met Danny, right? So if you had the opportunity to speak to Danny coming out of school, and in the first 5 minutes, you get to pick his brand, and the first thing you're going to show him is your logo. He's like, man, the conversation's over, bro. Like, I want to see your logo, bro. What the hell's a logo going to... You have a chance to speak to, like, speak to you or speak to you, for example. You're at an event, and I got a chance.
A razor, a trimmer, and then they got a motherfucking barber sign, a barber pole, and a motherfucking chair in it.
Hey, man, you just described the damn barber session logo, man. Take it easy.
Well, y'all got something already.
No, man, I'm just playing.
But I'm saying, something that I think that, it's a, like I said, we got in it, we started, but there needs to be some new elevation shit. That's why I talked about, if you're going to do anything for this industry, elevate it in some type of way, or at least come at an angle trying to, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, the money going to come in from the outside and take all of it. Tell you that right now.
You came to education with a purpose, man, and we did it on purpose like that, where we had influencers all in the crowd, so people got an opportunity to rub shoulders with some of the biggest influencers in this industry, right? And like I said, if you have the opportunity to talk to Chuka, and in the first 30 seconds, the first thing you want to do is be like, bro, check out my logo. Like, what? This man don't care about your logo. He created one of the biggest products in this business. Like, people think. All right, let's go on to the next question. We have here Dustin.
How you doing? This is Dustin Mills. I'm calling out of Tampa, Florida. I go by the IG of @IllyMillyCuts. And my question is, what helped calm your nerves as you began to sit down and take real clients? And then another one I have is, when does a stylist's vision set in, and what helps you battle through the unknown of taking the leap of faith and investing in yourself?
So the only way you can really calm your nerves when it comes to, I feel like when it comes to cutting hair, barbering, or anything, is to really prepare as much as possible and have a structured system or model in which you approach it. For instance, I could get on stage and speak, but I don't want to get on stage and speak without my model, without the Rich Barber Method model, because I'm going off the model. The information and knowledge is within me, but if I get on stage without something to stimulate that out of me, then you can get a little uncomfortable, right? Yeah. But if I know that, I got my model and the information's in me, and I go based on the model, and I'm just pulling out things from the model that I already done and experienced and lived, right? So that gives me that comfort when I'm on stage. So, and if I ever get lost or off track, I go back to the model. Right. So same thing with cutting hair. Have a systematic, we call it systematic cutting in the book. And basically it's your systematic cutting, like, way of, okay, I do this, I do this, I do that. I do that. You know what I mean? And the more you kind of get that routine in you and you kind of like get programmed in the habit of doing that, it's going to be more automatic and you're going to have more confidence in it. But, in the meantime, as you still got that nervousness going on, at least if you get off track, you go back to your systematic cutting. Because you got to remember, the brain is going to be doing some weird shit. It's going to be going in and thinking, well, what if I fuck his hairline up? Well, that's what's making you nervous. And what if I don't perform the dude? Oh, he looked in the mirror a certain way. What is he thinking, right? So in order to, control that, you go back to the model, go back to your systematic cutting. So make sure you got a system with your cutting method so that you can always go back to that and just stick with that and try to keep the thinking out of it. Because that's what's probably bringing you that anxiety. And then as far as like, going into the unknown, that's the only way shit really elevates and grows. And there ain't no way to explain faith. There ain't no way to give the faith to somebody. You can't, you can encourage and give that self-confidence, but when you actually in the dark and when people feel it, that's when you still got to continue to push through, right? I might be able to get somebody to start something, but when they feel that pressure, the motherfucker, you either go through it,
you're going to turn around.
Fold. You know what I mean? Bro, everybody, I done have barbers come to this shop and tell me, I can't believe I'm here. This is my dream to work here, this and that. Let them get started. A week later, they gone. I'm just looking at it. I just did it the whole time. I just look at it like, nigga, another one down. like niggas want it, but when they feel it, they drop like flies, bro. And I'm like, you know what I mean? So you're going to feel it if you want to go into the unknown. If you want to take a leap upon faith and really go somewhere where you ain't went before and get a result that you ain't got before, you're going to feel some type of pressure. So when the pressure comes, don't fold. If you fold, then you ain't had the faith. You know what I mean? But
hey, everybody wants to go to the league, but nobody wants to take 1,000 jumpers a day.
Bruh. Yeah, for real.
It's just part of it. All I can say to that is anybody who's worked with me knows that I run hot. So I remember when I started and being super nervous to cut somebody's hair, the little sweat trickling down the cheek, and you're trying to, not look nervous. You keep adjusting your hat. Listen, you're going to be nervous. what Chuka said is spot on. One of the most powerful things you can have is a system, because you can trust your system and you know it forwards and you know it backwards. If you get stuck, you can backtrack and you can just follow that system to the T. Another thing that helped me personally, was, again, one of the domains, right? My personality. I have a way of making people laugh, man. I'm a goofball. I'm gonna make fun of myself, and I don't care. So I distracted them so damn much by making them laugh and talk about this and sports.
And you realize you fucked them up.
I didn't realize I fucked up the haircut. I'm over there just like, this shit ain't blending out, bro. But you know, conversation, like, you know, and one of the most powerful things my teacher taught me, and I don't know if it's, you know, speaks to you as well, but at least in the beginning, you fake it till you make it, man. I acted so confident, like I knew what I was doing. It puts a certain, you know, ease to your customer. If you look nervous, or you tell, hey, how long you been coming here, man? I just started today. They're already nervous. Like, oh shit, now you're both nervous. Fake it till you make it, man. And I faked it, made them laugh, and next thing you know, they're like, man, this guy's cool as hell. I gave him a C-graded haircut, but an A-grade experience, and they're booking back with me. And I'm like, damn, it didn't look that good, but they came back. And then you just rep it out. Keep doing reps and with the system. So,
and if I could give one last suggestion, don't take that. If you fucked up on that cut, don't take that into the next cut.
Ooh.
Don't take that, like, that feeling
energy
into the next cut. Yeah, because you know, there was times I, you know, get up and they're walking down, and I'm like, man, I'm fucked up. Like, I know they're not coming back. They might still come back sometimes, right? But I mean, you know, but you can't take that to your next cut. Otherwise, it's going to be a downhill, you know, snowball. I mean,
yeah.
And so just, you know, let that go, and just, you know, maybe contemplate the cut a little bit and figure out what you did wrong and what you could do better next time. And if they come back, you get another opportunity, you know, make that adjustment.
Hey, it's like sports, right? Go, you know, watch the film, think about it for a little bit, and then throw it out. It's gone. That's it. That rep's gone. Yeah. On to the next. Otherwise, like you said, you're going to carry that negative energy into the next one. Chuk, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on the Barber Session, man. I appreciate you.
Likewise, bro.
You guys can follow Chuka the Barber on Instagram. Again, I'm going to link his website below. Phenomenal products, and keep elevating the industry, bro. You've been, like I said, you've been not only a pillar and an example, but you've busted down boundaries, bro. Or, you know, and you've shown us that there's more. You can do more. You know what I mean? It's possible for someone to come out with a product or develop something, and, you know, from behind the chair. You don't have to be some sort of, you know, hedge fund baby or nothing like that. One product, $1 million, people. It's possible.
It's possible, for sure. The Rich Barber.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all getting on this, man. Hey, appreciate the invite. You already know. Fuck with y'all all day. We definitely gonna keep it popping, man.
As soon as this Corona's over, man, we gotta have you down again to Tampa, beautiful Tampa, Florida. By the way, shout out to the caller, because Tampa is beautiful. I know you fuck with LA, bro, but Tampa, I mean, you had a good time in Tampa.
I know, you know,
Tampa's
I spent 24
bro.
hours in Tampa, my nigga, but it was cool.
Tampa's a dope vibe.
I mean, yeah, it was solid. I fuck with it.
Bazio tells everybody it's the best city in the world. You know,
he does. He tells, yeah. I don't know. He got to come in. He didn't like the traffic out in LA, but if you stay here long enough, the traffic kind of doesn't bother you.
It don't affect you no more. You kind of just adapt to it.
But you know, Tampa feel a little bit like LA though, so I like it. Y'all got the palm trees and shit. I mean, y'all got the weather. I mean, so a little bit like this.
I like Cali. You know, the humidity is not as bad, man. The humidity. I love Tampa. It's my favorite city, but again, the humidity sometimes is like, God, I can't breathe. But Chuk, I appreciate you guys. As you guys can see, if you want to interact with us, just call 813-602-1182 to hear your voice on this podcast. You can follow me at Headlines or Bust. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and get active in the comments, guys. Again, we're giving away these two beautiful clippers right here. The combo, the set, the trimmer, the FXs and the skeletons. You got to comment, like, and make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. And the comment must include your email or your IG so I can get in contact with you. Because if you win and I can't get in contact with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you won something, Chuka, if you got the lottery ticket but you don't cash it, I can't help you. I can't help you.
You slipping. Yeah.
As usual, I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you.